Yeah, this is Margaret N. Windsor, and my real name's Margaret N. Windsor, and have to use Peggy N. Dempsey. I married to Childers. Um, I just want to say this morning because it's just been so bad, and I don't know why my doctor over the past couple of years, when it's supposed to get more stronger, or at least to what I started with some years ago, is for the inflammation. I'm allergic to toxic fumes, and it makes my immune system attack itself. And it causes a lot of pain and can cause heart, your kidneys, certainly, and other parts of your body to get so much inflammation. It can cause all kinds of damage. I have a heart arrhythmia now that I never had till, I guess, about a year ago. It was diagnosed. But now then, that's cut down, and the cold weather and not having my sleeping bag, that helps. But I've got one, if I guess you call it. But I'm gonna go to the store if I can and we'll get something that zips holds the air in. But that's made worse, is what I'm saying. When you're older, you certainly need. And I'll put this up, and then I don't want to lose my doctor. But that doesn't even, according to when I went to the emergency room, they told what they told me about a year ago. And right now, this cold weather and everything, it's horrible. I can hardly get around now. I hope spring gets here. And anyway, this is my life. I'm sorry I can't put up here how I ran around in a pumpkin, or limos, or lay half naked on a well, no, I don't do that. So on this faraway beach, and then the media covers it if it's Kate and you know who, or you know who way back, that people would get mad at me if I made a comparison. I cannot understand the thought process and all this, that people can commit all kinds of crimes, which Elizabeth and that fake monarchy have done, right in my face, right in my father's and mother's face, just changed history. And people love them for it. And here comes Meghan Markle. I can't wait to welcome her into the castles and buy her a home. And her father didn't get to come to the wedding, but to hell with my father, the King of England, Edward VIII, and the lies that's been told about him, and never married Wallace Simpson. She married a double. My mother was deleted from history, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. And then their only daughter, and I am their only daughter, and I wonder if some people, because I get to wondering too, I bet they think I'm never going to make it. God help them. If there's a law where I can prosecute the hell out of them, I will. You're not going to defame my mom and dad anymore, and you're not going to hurt me and mine if they're alive anymore. I'm talking to out there. Of course, that would take God, so, or really some others that are on my side, if they've got the power, I hope. Now, if I've had my tirade, this is what the press, if they ever covered it, they call Trump having a temper tantrum. They throw all these little colorful words that will, people should listen, that, what am I trying to say here? Help me out. That form their opinion of someone. If you watch it, it's so absurd. I would like to see the press, the media, Illuminati, handcuffed. There, you know what's, hauled out, dragging them by the handcuffs. Let them see what a little bit of justice is. They can't tell the truth. They lie. They don't draw their paycheck. Got it? Now, something just happened. A lot's going on with me here. I count on my little bit of money and hope and pray that somebody doesn't come at me and say, hey, you owe me, you owe this. How am I going to pay? You brought me over here, you've taken all my money, and granted, part of my Archbishop of Canterbury didn't like my father, so they took him down, my mom, and then me. Well, if they ever have to go to Judgment Day, somebody's going to say something about that. There's always a negative and a positive to a sentence or what's happening to you. And people will try to color it in their favor. So here's the Archbishop of Canterbury, didn't like my dad marrying my mom's school teacher. Well, darn, she's O'Keefe. That's Irish. Might bring the Irish and the Brits together. Oh, me. Is there anything else I can get on here this morning? I have hurt so much because in part my medicine's been cut down. And then my rides are anyway, I'm not going to say anything else here. I was told, it reminded me though of back when the person I thought was Smokey Stover, the singer that had, I can't remember the 1 million hit he had in 1960, I think. But this man had all the Elvis Presley all around, and he was near Cumberland Mall. And Smokey Stover, was that Cumberland Mall? No. That was Smyrna where I was living then. Yeah, Marietta. Went to work for him. I still had the home, and I was trying to do part-time bookkeeping. So I put an ad in the paper, and he called me. And I went out. How did I still have that house there? That's when it happened. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I know what it was. Marietta, yeah. Anyway, I worked for him part-time, and he had all these Elvis gospel songs in this room. You went into his office and had all these records and Smokey Stover and all this medical paraphernalia. So you would think he's Smokey Stover. He's also the one that I mentioned in the Watergate tapes, when just prior to the 18.5-minute gap, what they did to me, Henry Kissinger tried. He was the one that when I was out at Terrell Mill and at night, and I had seen something just prior to the Watergate 18.5-minute gaps and what they did to me. I'd seen something that Gonzalez did. And I don't know what they did to me, but I ended up, it was like I was in a fog. I was stuffed in my car, I couldn't walk. And I don't know how I drove. It was like this fog. And I ended up with these 4 people, and I've told what they did to me. It's Smokey. The one I'm calling Smokey Stover, the singer, was a part of it, but he saved my life. They were told to kill me, and they were going to. And somebody drove up and kept their car lights on, and got their tag number and wouldn't leave for a little bit, so they let me go. The people drove off with the tag number and everything, so they knew that there would be a record of what happened to me. If they killed me, probably nothing would have happened. Back to Smokey Stover, because I just want to give you this little tidbit. And people will get mad at me, unless this whole story is laid out before a court of law or in a movie that tells the truth in something that brings the shame that should be brought. But anyway, I'm going to lose my train of thought. I did want to put in here that God bless a lady for stepping up to the plate, really. She knows who I'm talking about, bless her soul. Made it a little better, a lot better. At least don't have to worry about that. Now then, back to, when I was at Smokey's working, he made trophies and stuff, this beautiful, beautiful stuff. And one day, the guy that helped him, he had a place there to make it in Smyrna and warehouse, but it was really lovely stuff. And next job I had, really, almost the next anyway, he had sold part of this to the doctors I worked for. Dr. Kuchar had one of these, what am I trying to say? On this day, it's really beautiful. But back to Smoky Stover. One of the last times I walked out of the office, what was said to me was, "We're going to make you grovel." And I hope all of you know what grovel means. Why did I have to be made grovel and beg and plead? Because that's what I've done. They made a pauper, they made a beggar out of me. And I tell you what, I don't know if what's going on in Virginia right now is going to culminate in telling about me and my family and what's happened, the truth. Because you get into me being brought to Alabama in the condition from a castle. Anyway, from my parents, let's say this, my loving parents, into this hellhole. And then Selma, Alabama. I was for everybody's rights. I still am, until they trample on mine, till I'm trampled to death. And my children. When they touch my children, you went over the line. A hell of a long way. Of no return. But then I don't have any power, so the hell with me. So I better shut up because there's people here that can hear. And I want to say this. I've watched people, and the difference when you have clothes and you have your hair kind of what I've got left, people treat you different. If you come not quite dressed so well, but you're dressed okay, they treat you different in how they smile or how they look or look down on you, daw. And it's according to the different people I understand that you're seeing. But they treat you different. It's like the snooty nose goes up. Over there. So I got it. I really got it. Now then, somebody help me. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. I'm on a tirade, I guess. President Trump, them calling him having a temper tantrum. I wish to God Nancy Pelosi and all this bunch back to when I was kidnapped, and that includes Lizzie Borden, Elizabeth, all of them, had to walk in my shoes 1 minute and see what kind of temper tantrums, if it was called temper tantrums. This is going to go off, and I'm going to forget the rest of what I was going to put up. So help me, there was something else I needed to get into this. Maybe this will help my bones feel better when I get this over, because it really got me. Something happened this morning. What an insult. I mean, really. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know what it was, but I had an ending to this I needed to say. But, back to the governor, Northam. Yeah, he's a doctor, pediatrician. My God in heaven, what's coming up here with Mark? What's the, okay, you got the, excuse me for saying black man. I'm a white woman. You've called me every name in the book. Martin Luther King got in on it. And so did Andrew Young. And don't give me crap. Your people knew about it. When I say you people, they'll grab at that. What do you mean by you people? Just like temper tantrum. It's the definition they add on. I'm the one that was for everybody's rights, and I still am, unless you walk all over mine. And that's what's going on still now. Martin Luther King, Andrew Young, maybe you'll get to see, if I'm lucky, what Andrew Young's sitting there, United Nations. Then he's the mayor of Atlanta. Oh, yes, he was a part of this whole friggin' mess. So all this stuff is going on in Virginia now. A lot's gone on, like Meghan Markle. There is, I still say that's staged. It's the way she's being greeted. And here the real monarch has been over here, and my father and my mom treated like a piece of common trash. like the worst criminal, ever walked the face of this planet. And here, the real crooks are being treated like angels or something. Royalty, well, that's fake over there. That's in there right at the moment. Criminals. Now then, where am I going with this? Keep my train of thought, because I heard all night long when my bones aching. It's bad. And Mark Herring. Okay, what's his position? I think he's state's attorney, but in between is the black man. And should I say African American, or would they get insulted? Now someone's gonna come after me, not go back over my life. I'm sure they'd pick out whatever they could to frame it to be bad. Yes, I know that. So anyway, we got all this going. Everybody wants the Virginia governor taken down. If that isn't the biggest bunch of crap, look at what's happened to me here. And I'm supposed to be, and I am grateful I'm still alive, because I hope to God I get to see my children before I die, and I'm 80 years old. Alabama. If I say I like Governor Alabama, you bet your sweet bippy I did. He didn't sell his soul like a bunch of you low-life scumbags. And you're taking down the Virginia top people. Well, I got to say that I don't know much about the governor, but what you're doing to him is a bunch of crap. And you got this women's movement. Oh, glory help us. Where were you all my life? You were helping stomp the heck out of me. And if I haven't said enough, don't label Georgia and Alabama and Virginia. It's the rest of this friggin' country that let this happen. Up in your Congress from way back to when you screwed over my father and mother, and part of my country did it. A few of them, I'm not going to say a part. Oh no, there was a lot of people there, the average person. They got out and they fought through these years for me and kept me alive. And some people here. So don't, when you're talking about you're going to take somebody down for this slur, that slur, I hope you get to see what I've been called, what they've done to me, which included the blacks that I was for, and for everybody's, especially South Africa. That's the whole point, was taking down the British Empire and then going after everything that's in South Africa and making them think you're their friends. What do you think this has all been about? And I'm going to get off here so somebody doesn't knock at my door and say, well, you're outraged. Think, well, handcuff you and haul your, you know what, off. Because they'd do it. I mean, no, I don't mean the people, hopefully, that own the place, but just about anybody can do that now. And if you haven't checked your laws lately, you better, because they can do it. The average person can. And by then it's too late.